Hello and welcome to this presentation, this safety presentation for the IHSA Bass Fishing Finals that'll be held at Carlyle Lake, May 16th for pre-fishing and May 17th and 18th for the actual tournament. My name is Kurt Gibson, and helping me today with this presentation is Doug Wasmuth from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And Doug and I, although Doug will do most of the heavy lifting, will walk us through this presentation. At the end, you'll have contact information not only for Doug and his staff down in Carlisle, but I'll remind you of how folks can contact our office if they have any questions about any part of this presentation. Our office will be in touch with those schools that qualify for the state finals, and we look forward to working with everyone in a couple of weeks. We've learned over time, though, that the more we can educate people about what the expectations will be for the state finals, it makes for a better experience for all participants. So with that, I'll introduce everybody to Doug. Doug, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks, Kurt.
I'll go ahead and turn things over to you at this point. I may interject a few ideas at various times, but I'll let you go ahead and take the show from here.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're going to get started. Like Kurt said, this is the 2019 IHSA State Finals safety presentation, and we've done it for several years, so I think we're getting good at it. So basically, we're going to start off with some info on Carlyle Lake. It is obviously the largest man-made lake in the state of Illinois, and it covers approximately 26,000 acres of water during normal summer pool. And during the tournament, we will also, at the safety meeting, we will update everyone on current lake conditions, lake levels, inflows, outflows, and stuff like that. Also, the map you see online, we will have copies of this map available to everyone at the boat safety checks and also at the pre-tournament safety meeting. So anyone can, feel free to ask for a copy, and we will be more than happy to give you a copy of this map. Okay, next slide. During the IHSA bass tournament, there are different designated safety zones throughout the lake. During the tournament hours, if inclement weather arises and the tournament director gives notification to clear the lake, all participants must immediately stop fishing and head to one of the 5 designated safe harbors around the lake. These areas are listed on the slide. They include the Carlyle Lake Sailing Association, point 2, the TRADEWINDS Marina at point 7, the BOULDER Marina at point 14, Coles Creek Boat Ramp or Beach Area on point 16, and Dam West Marina, which is adjacent to the Dam West boat ramp where you launch on both days of competition. When participants arrive at the safe harbor, there will be a representative from the tournament safety committee on site to record your boat number. Make sure that you get with that person and give them your boat number so it can be relayed back. Also, all participants must remain in this safe harbor until the weather has cleared and the all clear message is received from the tournament director. The maps on the following slides have a red X to show the location in each area where you can report and park your boat. Okay, next slide.
Yeah, before I jump ahead, Doug, one thing I'll mention, and this is information that's available online. This is information that we'll present at the safety meeting, but just for our listeners, when and if the decision is made because of weather, the lake has to be cleared. We use a phone relay system to communicate that it's time to clear the lake, and we use the same phone relay system to indicate the all clear and when we'll resume fishing. That's one of the reasons why our office has already begun asking folks for cell numbers of coaches and boat captains. It's because we found this to be the most effective way to communicate to such a large number of boats in the event we have bad weather. So there will be a phone relay system, and we'll talk a little bit more about that at the safety meeting on the 16th, but it gives you a little idea of how the process works. So now we'll start to look at some of the areas, and Doug will walk you through that about where folks are to specifically report at each of the safe harbors.
Okay, so the other thing too, I want to touch on that is, Carlyle Lake is a big lake, and you want to make sure that before you get out on the lake that you are familiar with the map and stuff, familiar where all these areas are, because some of them are relatively close together, some of them aren't so close together. So, make yourself familiar with the areas. That way, ahead of time, hey, I'm fishing here, the nearest safe harbor is here, allow time to get there. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is Dam West Marina, which is just right around the corner from the Dam West boat ramp where we launch both days of the tournament. When you go into the Dam West Marina, you can see the red X on the map. You're going to pull straight in towards the marina office. You can tie your boat up to any dock where there's unoccupied. There's a couple long courtesy docks be on the left-hand side as you come in. Several empty boat slips. So tie your boat up, get up to the marina office, report to the tournament representative, and give them your boat number. Okay, next slide. The next safe harbor zone is the Carlyle Sailing Association, located at Point 2. This is also another area where when you come into the harbor, there will be 4 or 5 big long sets of docks that you can pull your boats up against, park, tie up to the docks. There will be a representative. There's a big retaining wall along the parking lot. Report your number to the representative, and then you will seek shelter in the main office, which is across the parking lot to the north. There'll be someone there to lead you in the direction. Okay, next slide. The next one is the TRADEWINDS or the KEYESPORT Marina, located near Point 7. This area, you want to make sure they have 2 separate harbors. They have the South Harbor, which are docks, and they also have the North Harbor, which have covered docks. The marina folks would like for the boats going in here for safe harbor to go around the north side and park in any of the unoccupied covered docks. There are a bunch of empty slips in there. You just park in there, tie up, and then there's a long walkway to take you straight up to the marina office where your representative will be sitting there to get your boat number.
So Doug, on this slide, then the X is where they'll report to our representative. So when you talk about the covered docks, you're talking about the 3, I'll call them, they look like buildings. That's where they can go in when there's an open slip and tie up in there.
Yes, and then
sort of on the top of that picture.
Right. Yeah, the covered docks are the 3 shed-looking things you see, and then the X is right there on the office. That's where everyone needs to seek shelter.
Very good. Thank you.
The Boulder Marina, located around Point 14. Also is another large marina area, very popular for fishing. Always have a lot of folks here if we do have to take safe harbor. Basically, you can park your boat in any slip here that is unoccupied and does not have a boat box on it. So there are a lot of empty slips up here. Get in, tie up. The representative will be standing on the dock right there. There's a walkway they usually stand on to get your number. And then you'll walk up the long walkway to the main office that's up on top of the hill. Okay, next slide. The last one is the Coles boat ramp or beach area, located on Point 16. So at Coles Creek, there is not a marina. There's no boat docks. However, we do have a large beach around the corner of the boat ramp. So what we have folks do is they will park their boat up on the sandy beach area of the shoreline. That's where the representative will be. Then there is a concrete beach shower building on the upper side of the beach area where you take shelter. So that will be the procedure here. But there will be folks at this one to point point you in the right direction if anyone is there. Okay, next slide. The no fishing zones and off limits for this year's tournament include around all fuel pumps and docks in the marinas. This will be in the Dam West Marina, in the Boulder Marina, in the TRADEWINDS Marina. There's signs on the docks, signs around the pumps. It's clearly marked, no fishing within a certain distance. Please obey them. Also, no fishing beyond the main dam buoy line, a big orange and white buoy line across the dam by the intake. There's no fishing on the other side of that. Also this year, 2019 will be the first year that this next area will be off limits, and it is inside the Dam West breakwater. Kurt, show them the next slide. We have a picture that helps explain it better.
Yeah, I'll be happy to, Doug. And while that's coming up, and I'll let you get a little more depth on what can and can't happen in regards to this area, I would just let our audience know that we've just come to the conclusion as a tournament staff that area gets so congested inside that breakwater area with people coming in during the tournament, during the day, to sub out anglers, and there's all other kinds of activity going on, that just needs to be an area that's left alone for fishing. So this is a new area that we've come up with for no fishing. Certainly as time goes on, we'll reserve the right to see if we can rethink that. But for this year's tournament, inside this area that Doug's going to describe is off limits.
Okay, so basically, the off limits zone will be from, as you can see on the lower end where the red line starts, is the Dam West high water boat ramp. Has 2 lanes. Basically, the very far north end of the high water boat ramp, if you draw an imaginary line to the west side of the breakwater point, that area is from there all the way into the boat ramp, that whole pocket. Anything inside that red line is the off limits. Also, this when off limits is described as an area that no bait can be cast upon. So you can't set your boat on the outside of the red line and cast across. So no fishing, no casting, no baits inside of this designated no fishing area. And we'll explain, any questions, we can explain more at the safety meeting as well. Okay, next slide. And as always, during this and any other fishing trip, safety is #1 priority for participants, for coaches, for boat captains, everyone involved. There's 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. This is one in the past there's been some people that have talked about possibly boats exceeding this speed limit. We just want everyone to be safe, be careful. You'll get there eventually. We have youngsters on board. We want to be safe. Also, wear your life jacket at all times. This includes boat captains as well. Wear your life jackets. Obey all no-wake zone areas. So on CARLYLE Lake, there are a lot of no-wake zone areas. There are a lot of long no-wake zone areas. And as of the IHSA tournament dates, we will have all these areas marked. If some folks come out to pre-fish, prior to a couple weeks, we're in the process right now of realigning all our buoys. We've had some high water, some of them have moved, and that is what we're working on. So the week prior to the IHSA tournament, everything will be in place. So we ask that you please obey all these areas. Also, be courteous to other boats fishing, and then all dock owners. Fishing is allowed in the marinas, in areas of private docks. Be courteous. If someone is out fishing by their dock, if someone has a boat tied up on their dock, just go around it and fish. Go up to the next dock. Don't be, if they're trying to use their own facilities, don't crowd the area. And the final thing is, Please use caution in all areas north of the Burlington Northern Railroad tracks. If you're not familiar with Carlyle Lake, the area north of the tracks is shallow, can be shallow, and obviously at normal pool there are a lot of submerged logs, stumps. It could be hazardous. So please, if you go up there, use caution. Okay, next slide. Boat safety checks. All boat safety checks, must be done on all boats participating in the tournament. This is done on the Thursday prior to the practice, and we start, I believe, Kurt, correct me if I'm wrong, at 7 or 7:30 in the morning at the Dam West boat ramp.
That's correct.
All boats, we ask that all boats participating have to get this check completed. Also, if you have an alternate boat, we ask that we will check an alternate boat, but we would like to do that after all the boats are checked. You can do an alternate boat later in the day after all the participating boats have been checked. Also, if you have an alternate boat, you must notify the tournament director the morning of the tournament while you're checking in. Have your safety checklist provided. That should be provided in your packet. Have it filled out and have it ready to go. The quicker you have all your items that are on the checklist out, the quicker we can get through and get you onto the water. Also, only boats captained by a school-approved individual will be checked. All other boats will not be able to launch that day. You can go to other boat ramps, but we're not letting any other boats launch at Dam West Boat Ramp. Have your boat ready before getting in line. This includes your boat cover off, your transom saver off, your tie downs off, and most importantly, the one someone forgets every year, make sure your plug is in your boat. You have plenty of time prior to getting checked to have all this. And this don't only go for the check-in day, it goes for the days of competition too. Get in the line, make sure you have everything ready to go, have your fishermen in the boat. That makes everything so much easier to get in and out at the boat ramp. And also we will have shuttles will be available to shuttle folks to and from the parking lot to make the process quicker as well. And of course, last but not least, everyone must be wearing a life jacket. We won't let you go on the water if you don't have enough life jackets for everyone on board. Okay, next slide. There will be a pre-tournament safety meeting for all participants held Thursday evening at 5:30, I believe at the Carlyle High School this year. At this meeting, we will, like I said, we will be there to answer any questions on the lake. We will also updates on the condition, water levels, releases, plans for the weekend as far as that goes, and any other important safety information will be covered. Okay, next slide. So if anyone has any questions prior to, they can definitely give us a call here at the Carlyle Lake Project Office. I'd be more than happy to talk to some folks. Number is 618-594-2484. Again, my name is Doug Wasmuth. I am a natural resource specialist here, and they can feel free to call me anytime.
Very good. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate your help with this presentation. For folks who may want to contact our office, all of our information is available on our website, www.ihsa.org, or you can contact our office by phone at 309-663-6377. I'll close by just reminding folks who might be viewing this, and we hope that's everyone who's going to participate in our state finals, that there is a provision in our terms and conditions that would stipulate that participants, which includes not only the student anglers, but boat captains and coaches, are prohibited from being on the water at Carlyle Lake Monday, May 13th through Wednesday, the 15th. So those 3 days are are off limits for participants on the lake. Everybody has the opportunity, if they want, to pre-fish Thursday the 16th, but then the tournament begins bright and early on Friday, May 17th. And long before then, our launch order will have been posted. We'll talk about that at the safety meeting. But it just felt like a good time to remind folks about the off limits on the lake, May 13th to the 15th. So, Doug, thanks again. And we look forward to seeing everyone in Carlyle Lake in mid-May. Congratulations on qualifying for the state finals, and we hope that your travels to Carlisle are safe. Thanks again, everyone.